from wherever you are coming from. It is Wednesday morning, I think, for most of you. It is Saturday evening for some of us. So thanks for joining us. You're in for a real treat this next 60, 75 minutes. We've been trying to get involved and help bring Ramesh Gulati to you for many years, and we've managed to get him involved in our masterclass right now. So we're super pleased. Um, Ramesh has been as a world-renowned maintenance, reliability, and asset management leader, an author, change agent, teacher, and thought leader. He's known as the reliability Sherpa, and I think that most of you will have seen the book. Ramesh, show us the book. Everyone seems to have the book on their. There we go. If you haven't got this book, then I think you need to get it because everyone I talk to has it. He's forgotten most He's forgotten more than most people know, and we are super pleased to have him with us. He's coming all the way from Nashville, Tennessee, so he might even sing us a song if we're lucky at the end. But
Oh, in the end.
in the end, but what I'm going to do right now, hand over to you, Ramesh. It's your turn to go, my friend. If you can share your screen, and
Yes,
we are
let
enjoy,
me
folks. If you have any questions, please put your hand up or put the questions in the chat, and we will let Ramesh know.
Okay,
Thanks,
can
folks.
you see
Enjoy.
my screen? Can you see my
Can
screen?
indeed. Perfect.
All right. Hey, thank you very much for inviting me. It's my really pleasure to speak to my colleagues, my friends, reliability professionals, and the Australian that part of the world. It really is my pleasure. And wish I could do more. I'll do my best to join you later, but let me go to my. What I'm going to do is this is my kind of an outline of my talk. Always talk about safety, and I'm going to show you the safety and reliability relationship, some introduction. We talk about a little bit of key basic terms, and then we try to understand the culture, especially we're going to talk about reliability culture. What is reliability culture? And then we're going to talk about how you create a sustainable reliability culture. We're going to talk a little bit about conflict management because reliability culture really is a people issue. We have to work together. And there is when we work together, we're going to bound to have some issues, conflicts. We have to resolve those. Communication is a key part of having a right culture and leadership support. And then we're going to talk about lessons learned and conclusion. Safety moment. Usually I ask my audience any safety thing they can want to talk, but again, due to limited time, I'm going to skip that, but I'm going to give you, I always look what's happening in the safety perspective area and try to study that. So one thing came out to me, really got my eye on that was Piper Alpha disaster, which happened almost over 30 years ago in the North Sea. And that was quite a big loss. I'm going to move this one there. Loss and impact to industry. You are talking about 167 people lost their lives. That time it was $3-4 billion loss. Okay. So this when something happens of that magnitude, always there is a more investigation. And as a result of this investigation came out a couple of books. One book was The Fire in the Night, the Piper Alpha disaster. This thing happened due to properly not doing proper maintenance, to speak. Okay. And also having inadequate maintenance safety procedures. The bottom line, the key learning came out lack of proper procedures, lockout, tagout, inadequate communication, flaws in design guidelines and practices, misguided management priorities. Management is always trade-offs, safety and productivity. Safety can take a second place. Human errors, lack of training. These are the major findings for there. We are talking 30, 35 years ago. Unfortunately, what I hear, have we learned from these accidents? Not really. These things are continue to happen all over the world. It's not just a United States or other part, it's everywhere. They keep happening, and we are not learning. That's the point is lockout, tag out, is scaffolding. All these kind of issues are there everywhere. And the same thing is our same thing is happening, as we continue to have these accidents today. One other thing I've learned over the years, reliability, safety, productivity, they're all interrelated. Safe plant is a reliable plant. Reliable plant is safe plant. I don't know if you have heard Ron Moore, he's another reliability guru. And my own experience over the years in many industries indicates there's a direct correlation between safety and reliability. As OE, I don't know whether is OE is one of the key metrics being used in a manufacturing facility and plants. As it goes up, injury rate goes down, or other way. Reactive work, reactive corrective work goes up, injury rate goes up. There's similar kind of thing. You can Google Ron Moore. He's the author of and 3, 4 books, as well as he speaks a lot in Australia, that part of the world too. Reliable and safe operation is a profitable plant. As you say, reliable plant is clean, organized, safe. A culture of excellent reliability there. It's a profitable plant. Yes, I've been around. I've been given a few awards here there. You know what Sherpa is? Maybe you know it. What Sherpa means? Somebody who helps mountaineers go up to the peak, the Mount Everest. Industry has recognized me, and they have what I'm helping many clients, many people to get to the reliability peak. That's why I got the nickname Reliability Sherpa. Yes, I've been around. Yeah, when I was kid, I started working now. Now, after I graduated from a college with a mechanical engineering up in India, I worked there for a few years before I migrated over 50 years ago to US. So I've been working in industry for almost 60 years. Uh, mid, Currently, I'm part-time working for Reliability X, but I've been with the Jacobs Engineering, ADC, one of the largest aerospace testing facilities in the world for 34 years. I was there, and we had one location over $12 billion, now $15 billion asset, one of the largest testing facility, the wind tunnels, largest motor we had was 83,000 horsepower. One shaft had a 250,000 horsepower. Lot of equipment. I was amazed when I worked in a steel mill, but when I'm there, I could not believe middle of nowhere what kind of equipment they had it. I have worked also with Carrier, True Temper, Bethlehem Steel, other places. I've been involved heavily with societies, SMRP, GFMM, and others. And because I want to share my knowledge, and in my spare time, I wrote a few books also. Let's talk about a few terms. Asset, something which an organization owns, has a value, creates a value. It could be physical, non-physical, tangible, non-tangible. However, it needs to be taken care. What that means, we cannot throw things out. We cannot throw our cell phone anymore. It has a lot of data in it, or has our machines have hazardous material in it. We have to make sure it's clean. Maintenance. Most of us are from maintenance area, which is upkeep of asset. But somehow when we talk about maintenance, I talk about maintenance, it has a negative connotation. I started my career in maintenance, but it was something people don't recognize or do not appreciate. So I've been changing, I've been saying that maintenance should be changed capacity assurance, like a quality assurance. That's what maintenance guys do. They ensure the capacity. So that's my new twist to maintenance. Assets have altitude. They don't care about management or manager. They don't care about your budgets. You are small or big. They don't care if you must be in recital, a soccer practice, or cricket
Yeah, sure.
T20 match. You know, later today you have to go, but they don't care. They simply don't care about any desire. But they may show some symptoms when they get upset or stop performing when we don't feed them properly, we don't lubricate them, we don't clean them, or don't do the alignment, all those kind of things. Then they show some symptoms and we get in trouble. Reliability, dependable, does what it's supposed to do. No minimum failures. Reliability is design attributes. We have to build reliability in our design. To me, reliability simply means peace of mind. Things are working. I can go to cricket match or recital or movie, having a dinner with family, hoping my equipments are reliable and they're working. I have a peace of mind. That's the way I look at it. What is a culture? What do people do when they action to solve problems? How do people behave? How do people connect with each other? How do people get appreciated, recognized? It's all about how people, the workforce behaves, their beliefs, their action. Culture refers to organization value, beliefs, and behavior. Really think about it. Culture is what people do when no bosses are around. They tell people, talk to people the way it should be. That's a culture. We're going to have some examples a little bit more. Okay. Now let's understand what's culture and reliability culture. We talked a little bit about culture, but let's talk about reliability culture. So culture refers to organizational values, beliefs, behavior, success are two key enablers in creating the right culture. Culture change is difficult to achieve. Most people think that when they have done a certain way for years, why they should change? That's it. I mean, they don't want to change unless until there is a advantage for them. They see the benefits, how it's going to help their life better. Then they're going to change. Otherwise, they don't want to change. What does mean a strong culture, a great culture? I mean, these are terms are used at different times. Or you have healthy culture, you have strong culture, you have culture of excellence. What that mean? It means the organization has the right traits to make organization a success. That's what right culture of excellence sometimes called. Culture is not an initiative. Culture is the enabler of all the initiatives. Now, many times we don't talk about reliability culture, but this is very difficult to explain what reliability culture is. So I have created a couple of scenarios to explain what different cultures mean, what reliability culture means. Let's take example. A plant operation reported that valve 139 wouldn't close. An operation workaround was used to temporarily divert the process. The breakdown was reported to maintenance with urgent request in the CMMS to fix the valve. They needed the valve for the next production run. Let's see what happens. Scenario one. Maintenance dispatched a mechanic to evaluate and fix the valve. By telling him there, he smelled a burning smell. He suspected the electric motor or hydraulic pump has burned, and he called electrician for help. Electrician came. He said, "Yep, we need a motor has failed and we need a replacement motor. Supervisor called the storekeeper and somehow there was no spare motor available. Supervisor called operation report that motor has failed. The burn will take few days to repair. Operation demanded, oh, we need now because our customer is waiting. We need to do something. So supervisor called a plant engineer or technical somebody to help locate the motor. Plant engineer and supervisor found the same motor, similar kind of motor on a not being on a system not being used. So they sent crew to go and remove the motor so they can put on this one. And they removed the motor again. Hey, maintenance is good in cannibalizing things. So that's what they were doing. So they replaced the motor, adjust the linkage, valve is released to operation, work order was closed, watch with the valve was fixed. Okay. Now operation was happy. Oh, instead of 4 days, it took 4 hours. They said, "Oh, you guys, well job, well done." Maintenance manager also thanked the crew, recognized them for a job well done. You think is this scenario real, guys? When I do this training, talk to this, most people say, "Yep." They nod their head, yes. What data was available to being collected? What kind of data being collected? Well, fix. What you think of this culture in this organization? I'm sure you have noticed the way they behaved, the way it was done was a reactive culture. Also, see what meter manager did? He thanked the crew for fixing, recognized these guys. They made them heroes. That's the culture there. People who fix the things in this kind of culture are becoming heroes. Now let's look into another scenario. Plant operation, same problem happened. Somehow event happened, lived differently. In this case, now instead of this guy or the mechanic going, this time supervisor and scheduler visited site. Found the valve linkage was tight and maybe found the electric motor might have failed. This assigned a mechanic and electrician requested a chronological history what was done on this machine. And they alerted the plant system engineer for the problem. Electrician determined the motor has failed. Overload relay didn't work properly. Mechanic found the linkage was tight due to inadequate lubrication. Repair history was included in some CMMS system. This kind of situation, when some reactive work goes, they give you last 6 months or last 2 or 3 what was done on this. What PM was done, all those kind of things. So they got all those data what they needed and they repaired it. Repair plan included a replacement of motor and overload relay, restoration of hydraulic pressure. A spare motor was available. Work was completed as planned. Operator was supporting the repair and help in testing the system. While returned to the operation. Work order was closed with repair details documented. Now, operation was pleased with the 2-hour repairs. Maintenance manager thanked the maintenance crew for job well done for finding the root cause. They found something that linkage was tight, those kind of things, and lack of lubrication. He then asked them, guys, we fixed it. Think you guys have found a root cause. Let's go find out what we're going to do about this, what we need to do so this thing does not happen. Come back to me in 10 days. So we review it so we can have a corrective plan action. Thus, EAM, CMMS providing the data needed. Is the right data being collected? What kind of message the maintenance reliability manager is conveying. He's not making those guys heroes. He's asking them. They're trying to make them more reliability people, finding the problem, taking corrective action. That's what you are. What kind of culture is in this organization? Proactive. They are doing the right things. They are not just fixing. They're finding for they're trying to find the root causes. They should be doing a little bit more, but that's what is happening. I mean, they're on the right path. Let's look into another scenario. In this case, things happen a little bit differently. In this case, plant operator reported a valve line showing high current. Operator has a dashboard on his machine or her machine, and it showed high current, abnormal high current. That current motor is drawing much larger current, heavy. Maybe there's something heavy load is on the machine. And maintenance came there, talked to him, and saw what's happening. The valve actuator running sluggish, linkage problem. So point is, maintenance department evaluated the situation with the help of operator and planned the repair. What do you think in this case happened? They had all kind of dashboard. The designer designed the machine. It gave the information what operator needed, warned him or her what's going on. These are not exactly just to give you idea what I mean there. So what did you see in this organization? Right data being collected? Are people, the workforce working together to take care of assets? Operator, in this case, was watching, doing the right stuff. He was part of the team. Working together. Designer did their job right. They designed things right. Operator watching these things and then communicating with the maintenance what to do, what the problem is having. And he was part of the team to ensuring that assets are working right. So a culture, reliability culture, is kind of prevention of failure becomes an emphasis at every organization level. Entire workforce, operator, maintainer, anybody who touches assets is focused on reliability. Assets are available to produce. Assets are maintained at a reasonable cost. An effective optimized facility maintenance plan is in place, RCMs, condition-based, maintenance-based. Most of the work is planned and scheduled. An asset fails, it gets fixed quickly. Root cause is determined, and actions is taken to prevent future failures. Pareto principles are applied to identify, prioritize the work. Resources kind of optimize. Designer, capital project managers are aware of related best practices, work with O&M personnel to develop, install the best solutions, including documentation, training before asset becomes operational. That's a major problem I've seen, that we don't get full documentation before asset is in operation. And we are always in a hurry. We don't give a training to our people, operator, maintainer. We don't provide the right tools. Factors shaping the healthy, strong, excellent culture, reliability culture, common and shared values, achievement, results oriented, fairness, respect for each other, working together. People task folks to drive performance. People oriented drive performance and productivity. That's how it is always being done. That's always I hear when culture is toxic, not right culture. We have done this way. Oh, we are unique. That's another one. I have heard my life. Oh, we are unique. Oh, boy, everywhere I used to go, even my last company, my director of the kind of VP, he said, "Oh, we are unique." Nobody does. Yes, nobody does what we do, but our equipment are same. Motors, whether you go to a chicken farm or steel mill or another facility, all motors are motor they run. Okay, they rotate. But you need to lubricate them properly. You have to take care of it. Okay. How do you create a sustainable reliability culture? Let's talk about a little bit of that. You know, this chart is showing you all, this from need whole asset life cycle to speak. We have need concept, we have specifications, we put procurement, then we design, develop, then we build and installation, commission before it becomes operational. And then we do operational. At all these places, we put defects here. Defects gets introduced by either we have not trained people or we don't provide the right resources and we don't write right specifications. We don't build design right, try to cut corners. Same thing build and installation. Many times during commissioning, we find the problem, but that list, hit list, goes somewhere, never get fixed those things. I've seen my life, I had always a problem in accepting new assets. My boss will accept because due to regulation requirements, whatever contract. I never said I cannot accept. Do you want to run for half hour or 2 hour? They say accept this, sign this. I say I'm not going to sign it. I want to run for a few days to see the problems. I want to have a good RCM based maintenance plan. How they came? Usually you will find back of a new machine comes in somewhere. They say, hey, this is a spare part list. This is what you're going to do. Touch this, that. But they never tell you what's the basis of the spare parts are. I want a list of spares, what I need based on RCM principles. Somebody has done FMEA on that asset and tell me what parts I need when something. If I need a part, which we're going to do in a major repair 5 years from now, I don't want to stock that now. Why should I? Maybe at year third or fourth, I'll stock that one. So those are kind of things we have to look. So defect get introduced all places, and then they show up in when we are running that asset. This is a chart from my friend John Moore, and I have a similar kind of, as they said, experience. They are design, procurement, buying, store, installation, operation, maintain. All this. The largest defect get induced are during design, during installation, store, and operation. And all these people have to work together to make that asset more reliable, more cost-effective, more productive. But it doesn't happen. Let's think about who owns the reliability. Is it a maintenance? Most of the time, yes. They get blamed for most of the time for maintenance. Is operation production owns the reliability? You do, but you cannot. They don't take the responsibility. Engineering, yes, they do. I mean, again, when you're talking engineering, we're talking about reliability, capital projects, all those guys. Yeah, they are responsible. Stores, materials management. Are we buying, procuring our spares, our machines, our components for the best value, or we're trying to buy the cheapest possible? Procurement, as I said, this, what we buying? We buying for buying for lowest cost. How about management? Oh, they're not, you cannot read, they're sitting in the ivory tower. The finance guy who gives the money, they're sitting there. They try to save money somewhere, cut the corners, cut the cost at the wrong places. It's marketing, sales. They make a commitment so many times and then our customer gets upset, which we cannot deliver. Quality. I mean, every one of these people have a part in building reliability. When we have to work with so many people, we are bound to have a conflicts. When two or more people have different ideas, views, and not ready to understand, accept each other's ideas, view, we will have a conflict. And conflict will cause the problems, creates a wrong culture, wrong things happen. As I said, conflict can occur only between people who depend upon each other. Conflict involves opposition more than just differences. And many times conflicts are expressed verbally and non-verbally too. There's some silent. People don't talk about it. So conflict exists when individuals who depend on each other express different views, interests, goals, perceive their views as incompatible or opposed. Some of the symptoms of conflict: tension, no desire to communicate, work not done properly, disastrous meeting, anger occurs quickly and easily, failing productivity, others, slipping morale. Morale goes bad when you have a conflicts. Bad tempers, people get angry on each other. There is high absentee, escalating costs, and eventually disagreements becomes more pronounced, shouting, slamming doors. Accident happens. So these are kind of a symptom of conflict, and we have to take care of that as quickly as possible. Some of the causes of conflict: misunderstanding and poor communication, methodology differences, opinion differences, poor performance, lack of cooperation. All these kind of things causes of a conflict. Conflict management is the opportunity to improve situation and strengthen relationship. Conflict management involves acquiring skills related to conflict resolution, self-awareness about conflict modes, conflict communication skills, establishing structure of the management of conflict in your environment. We have to work. We have to be a lot more open, a lot more communicating, resolve this conflict as soon as possible. Another key component to resolve conflict or improve relationship, we all working together. We need to have a good communication. It's a key requirement to create a sustainable reliability culture. We communicate many ways: in writing, by emailing, talking, listening, it's watching. So all different way we spend our time in communication. Effective communication is about conveying messages to others clearly, unambiguously. So communication is very, very important requirements to create a right culture. People in the organization typically spend a lot of time, over 70-80%, in interpersonal work situation. No surprise that poor communication is a root of a large number of organizational problems. Really effective communication is about conveying message to others clearly. Effective communication exists between two people when the receiver interrupts and understands sender's message in the same way sender intended. This is a communication process. The sender wants to send some information to a receiver. There should be a feedback. Also, as the sender is sending the information, get encoding and channel decoding, all kind of thing happens by the time it gets to receiver. There's a lot of barriers to speak on the way. It's a responsibility of sender to understand or find out whether the receiver got the right message or not. He has to have a clear feedback loop. So make sure the receiver got the right information. One of the key things in communication, especially for leaders, is to listen to their people, listen to their machine, what they're telling them. Many times, the leader has to keep his mouth shut, her mouth shut, listen to the people, what they're saying. Is many people have ego, they don't listen. They don't have a time to listen to their people. They just, they go tell them what to do, not to listen what they're saying. Listening is one of the most important skills. How well we listen to major impact on your job. We listen to obtain information, understand, enjoy, learn. Again, there are three basic learning modes, listening modes: competitive listening, passive attentive listening, and active listening. We should be always actively listening. Once we listen, are you listening? Become an active listener. Ask questions to clarify if you don't understand. Why? Hey, please clarify what you mean by this, what you mean by this. Admit difficulties in comprehension. Phrase disagreement to keep conversation open. Make notes to remember what action we're going to take. 5 components active listening. Pay attention. Show that you are listening. Provide feedback. Defer judgment. Avoid negative comment. By becoming a better listener, we'll improve our productivity as well as our ability to influence, pursue, negotiate, avoid conflicting and misunderstandings. Another thing, we do a lot of meetings. We attend a lot of meetings to convey the message, to convey the information. And most of the time, many times, we come out of a meeting, we say, oh, what happened there? It was a waste of time. Meetings are wonderful tools for generating idea, but many times we don't have it's a waste of time. We don't have agenda. I remember back in 80s, there was a trend setting up a clock in outside the conference room, how much it cost per minute, how many who are there that, and there was a way they could do it, how much is cost is so many people there, and if they measure, their salary there, they're hey costing $5,000 per hour or something like that, So this, I mean, we need to understand why we are doing it. We shouldn't be doing meeting for if we don't need it. To ensure meetings are successful, issue an agenda, start the discussion, encourage active participation, work to keep meeting moving, summarize discussion, recommendation at each logical break-in meetings, ensure the participant receives minutes properly and promptly. Another part of communication is a RACI model. Make sure everybody understands their role. Who's responsible for that task? Who's accountable? Who should be consulted? Who's informed? I've been talking about all these different aspects, clarify things, communicating, clarifying roles. All these things really builds up and create a right culture. If you're open in communication, if people understand what's my role, that's another one happens a lot of time that people don't understand who's responsible, who's accountable, where I should go, where I have a challenges or problem. Problems, challenges, and gamma. I don't know. Many of you know gamma is Japanese word. I really like it. It's a workplace where value is created. Some of Japanese word I love. That's one of the other good one I really like. Gemba, Kanban, and few others are there. Uh, uh, Assets when break needs fixing. We need to unplanned work. We have to minimize that. Preventive action, planned work, time run-based, condition-based improvement capital project. Then we have issue on process related, supply chain, delivery, parts quality, MR process, PM optimization. Then we have people, operator, competency issue. If we don't train, lack of knowledge training. Maintenance, competency issue, same thing. Lack of knowledge and training. People integration and morale, conflict management. These are kind of some of the challenges we face every day in our workplaces. A culture of reliability excellence is achieved when we do it right first time, when we do every time by everybody. That's what you achieved, a culture of excellence. Everything we do the first time is right, every time by everyone. It's habit that why does it always seem we have plenty of time to fix our problem, but never enough time to prevent them by doing it right the first time? In my life, I've many, many instances happen. Oh, we need this equipment right now. Oh, you can fix this thing later, this, but get it going. You can have a root cause done later. All these can happen. Let's try to do it right the first time. Coming together is a beginning, keeping together is a progress. Working together is success. Keep in mind, improvements you want to make is a change. Creating, building a reliability culture is a change. Change is difficult to implement. Change needs to be managed. We have to do right things. We have to manage change. Change is constant and takes time. Change is a characteristic of a healthy organization. Change keeps organization competitive in the global market. If you don't change, if you fail to change, your competition will change you or leave you behind. We need to create an environment where change, improvements takes place without a fear and frustration. Many times I've seen that people, our people, yes, if you want to make improvements, there will be sometime it may not work. Our job as a leader is to create such an environment where people don't stop because hey, last time it didn't work and they were penalized for that. Or we, we have to keep that fear out. We have to save our people. I have done many times. I have to become a shield from the top management to my people because hey, people sometimes changes, improvements, do the right thing. Sometimes doesn't work. You have to make different You have to make a different things to make something happen again or the right way. It is not always the biggest or the strongest that will survive. One that will survive is the one that is able to change, adapt to the new environment. How do we create a sustainable reliability culture? Once you build, it takes many years to build the right culture. Depends on the organization, how old are you or how big you are. And sometimes it takes you 3 years, 5 years. I've seen my organization pretty big, and it was took almost 8 or 10 years. When I used to walk on the hallway, people used to take a other hey, they will go other direction. Oh, here comes Ramesh. He's going to talk about reliability. By golly, some of those guys, the managers, directors, when they retired, they gave me a compliment to speak. Wish we have listened to you 10 years ago. Yes, it's going to be a lot of, you have to go a lot of frustration but keep working on. Be persistent. Create a vision. Where are we going? Want to be? Sometimes you have to create a sense of urgency, or called burning platform. Educate, train on the best practices like RCM, PM optimization, condition-based maintenance, planning, scheduling, defect elimination kind of things. Basic repair skills. Do team building, your area of influence, beyond the area of influence. Leadership support. Keep asking, as a leader, we need to keep asking the right questions. Listen, providing resource availability. Change management. As I said, change are improvements. Improvements are change. And change is difficult to implement. We have to create a WIFM. What's in for me? Why should I change? I'm not going to change unless until I see there's a benefit for me, my job becomes easier. Otherwise, I'm going to go back to my old habits. Be persistent. I've been given negative comments. I'm too persistent. Always talk about reliability. One mindset, reliability, reliability. But you have to change. You have to do that to get the create the right culture. Update vision, mission. People have gained knowledge. Select area of improvement. Select team members. Guide them to develop a plan. Education at all levels. You may have to go all the way. I know how to educate my boss when I went to after I got my boss in asset management on reliability. We went outside his department. We even went all the way to general manager. This is a 2,500 people organization. We had to go and talk to our general manager. Finally, we got him certified leader, reliability CMRP kind of thing. Work with HR to get the right people. Be persistent. It's a journey. Building a reliability culture and sustaining is a ongoing, it's a journey. You have to have right people. I feel great when I go to my place I used to work. I talk to those guys. They're on the right path. We build such a way those people carry the torch. They are doing the right things, and that culture is still there. Changing behavior of the people, and then becomes a way of life and becomes a culture. It takes time. You need to influence behavior by increasing understanding why change is necessary, goal setting, praising, celebration. We started doing things we learned hard way. In fact, one of our secretary really told us, "Hey guys, you have been working so all the time. You need to get together, celebrate some improvements you have done, some good things you have done. Celebrate them." We start doing, you know, uh, started with birthdays or some others, and when I got into certification, I used to have every 6 months a celebration for people who got certified. Different in oil analysis, all things, or CMRP or CRL or CAM or whatever. And we call general manager will come and give them a certificate and some bonus or shirts or some of those kind of things, rewarding people what they good they have done. Persistence, tenacity. We established even back in 2003 asset management process. I mean, back those days, there was nothing there. And we took 9001 and modified it. And then we put this process in place. And we were certified by DNV to, in our taking 9001 and got asset management process certified till 2015 when I left. So, and that's I mean, I've been part of ISO 55,000. We met every requirement of 55,000, which we established that process back in 2004. But it has to be again You need to create a culture, people understand it, and all the way, hey, be persistent. See, standard creates a discipline in your process. We have come long way. We have come long way. Back in 30s and 40s, only thing we knew was breakdowns, fixing things when something happened. Then 60s and 70s, we got PM, so became CMMS. All kinds of things came. Last 20, 30 years, we have been working best practices. RCM came in 70s and 80s, condition-based maintenance. Last 10 years, we have been working on designing for reliability, RAM score, reliability, availability, maintainability, safety, sustainability, operability kind of things. We need to create culture of reliability, safety. Now, last few years, we have been going through the data management, IoT, Industry 4.0, or now some people are talking Industry 5.0 already. We're going through a digital transformation. It's going to take a while, but we got a new generation who knows a lot more digital. They play with every day, and it's going to be quickly. A lot of digital transformation is going to happen quickly. If you think about that's a first generation, second generation, third, and we are in fourth generation of improvements. Reliability is a roadmap. As I said, we come a long way, but this is kind of if you are, I don't know where you are. Think about it. This is here in the uh, in this part of don't fix it to reactive to plan to predictive to strategic alignment integration looking at the cost of ownership. If you're going to asset management process, that's what you're trying to reduce total cost of ownership. We need to get people certified so they have right skill set. We need to create alliances and partnership to reduce our cost. Future depends upon what we do today. Don't wait. Do it now. Lessons learned. Have the right people. Have the right processes. Have the right breakthrough technology. Create a right culture and sustain it. Creating a sustainable culture requires continuous education, best practices, applying asset management principles, all stakeholders. It's not just one, all stakeholders. Engagement, team building, no silos. There's no boundaries. Everybody can go anywhere. Focus on alignment. Everyone aligned to organizational objective. Be proactive. Get leadership support, executive sponsorship. Don't forget, it's a journey. It will take time. Business success depends on having the right reliability culture. Culture refers to organizational values, beliefs, behaviors. Most effective visions are those that inspire, usually asking employees to do their best. A vision explains where the organization wants to be and is an important element of creating a right culture, reliability culture. Organizations with strong reliability culture have higher results, better results. To sustain a reliability culture, we need reliability maintenance leaders in the organization who must continue to provide the right tools, training, education. We need to ensure that our people have the right knowledge of the best practices, teamwork, focus on right goals, planning to create a roadmap for knowing where they are, where they want to be, processes, documentation, adherence and discipline, measurements to provide feedback and controls and ensure their leadership continue to support continuous improvement environment and creating a conducive, sustainable culture. All my talk, as I said, these are two of my key books, Means Collaborative Best Practice, third edition, and 10 Rights of Asset Management. All my material came out of here. Well, that's my nickel or penny, whatever you want, wherever you are. Hey, it's been really my pleasure presenting, talking to you guys today. And I'm open. I don't know. Looks like they have some time. So I can answer a few questions if you have, or send me email if you have some question, or call me or something. I'll try to help you out.
Fantastic, Ramesh. That was amazing. I could listen to you all day. You've got that kind of voice as well. I thought it was brilliant. So, folks, questions from Ramesh. Have anyone got questions? I'm sure you have. Please just put your hand up or just unmute and ask a question to Ramesh.
Hi, David here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Ramesh, thank you for that absolutely amazing talk. It was really worthwhile speaking to all the key points. On one of your points, you said, you're bringing that bad news and be persistent. It's for slide 68. How do you avoid getting the name for being the constant bearer of bad news?
Well, it's our human nature that we don't hear the bad news, but we have to be honest. We need to really bring, hey, what's the bad news? And we have to work on it. Yes, something bad happens, we have to resolve it and keep going. Don't stop it. But there's a lot of naysayers in our profession. They will be there. So you have to keep doing what's the right thing. Okay, be persistent. Yes, people eventually they will understand where you're coming from, and you meant to be good. You again try to make things safer for everyone. Why you want to implement something change is how will that change will bring a more productivity, or safer to do the things right. Is that the answer? I'm not sure.
Be persistent. Yeah. Thank you. I think
Ramesh, could I
celebrate.
just ask? Sorry, folks. Sorry, go on. Sorry, go on, David.
No, I was just going to say you did mention celebrate the good
Yes,
catches, and that
yes,
they need more of those to offset the bad news
yeah.
of pending danger.
That's right. I mean, celebration is really important. And I said, I learned hard way. Somebody else told us to celebrate, get together. I took my team to build teaming to a place where we do the exercise in the field, in the jungle, to speak, not a jungle, but, tree climbing, all how to work together. Then we took our people every 6 months, my people, in fact, the whole organization wise, we started doing celebration. Hey, somebody did a good thing. They passed the exam. They did this, and there our general manager will come and we'll hand over to a certificate, and we'll give them shirts and books or some of these kind of things. And it really helped to build the culture. And then other people, there were a lot of naysayers. Then they come, hey, look at that, they're being recognized at this place. Uh, So that's what the acceptance started growing. And we had one time in over 150 people certified. Even our general manager got certified in a maintenance and reliability certification.
Thank you. Ramesh, could you just take your stop sharing your slide if you possibly could? And folks, if you wanted to reach out to Ramesh directly, please do, or to myself,
You
and we can
just,
make sure that we can get present any of the questions fielded and connect you with Ramesh. I
it's not,
just wanted to hand go on.
it's, I thought this slide is sharing, I has information, Ramesh.Gulati at
Yes, it does.
reliability.com.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It does.
Okay.
Fantastic. Folks, I just want to hand over for the last few minutes to Lisa Irving just to close up and thank Ramesh for his session.
Thanks, Ian. Ramesh, do you mind just putting off that screen just so we can see each other, which is always lovely when we say goodbye to each other?
Okay, I'm stop sharing
There we
and
go.
No, the ones that had their cameras on, extra points. Ramesh, that was amazing. You really are a gifted educator, and your experience, your expertise. Thank you for sharing such powerful messages. There was just so much in there, which I'm sure everyone here has related to, and something's resonated, really strongly with you, whether it be the listening or just the persistence, the doing the right thing right at the right time, just endless. You were incredible. So thank you from everybody. And this is a very special community. It's part of mainstream. Part of our passion and purpose is to bring value like this. So Ramesh, you definitely delivered on the value we want to bring this community under the mainstream experience. And many of you know mainstream, many of you are coming to mainstream in Melbourne in August. Anthony Cook, I can see you there. John Fury's got a big team. Adrian Duff, I can just see heaps of people. Ruan's presenting a beautiful data analytics talk, etc. So we love this community. You're very curious. You're always looking for better ways, different ways. Ramesh, you've given so much of that. We hope to mainstream in person soon, so we can hear more from you and even run a masterclass, which is part of what we do there. While I've got everyone here, before you jump off, thanks for being on. Thanks for being curious, coming on and learning and developing your thinking. That's also part of what we do. An hour ago, we literally released a very valuable report, and it's the impact of decarbonization on the asset manager. So I wanted to bring it up because it's pretty special. You are hearing about it first. We're about to pop it. There it is in the chat for you. And it's a 40-page report that really sheds some light on the uncertainties and challenges identified by asset maintenance and reliability leaders. That's the research we did relating to decarb. So you can demystify and learn and look at the impact. And the big thing is ensuring you have a voice and that your voice is heard, because maintenance, reliability, and asset managers, professionals, you have a great voice. You have a lot to bring the party, and it needs to be heard, not just this big talk in the boardroom. So it's an interesting talk. It's an interesting insights that will be shared to you beyond into the community. So, you're first to get this read, and I'm sure it will, give insights that will help you look to reallocate labor in the future and even reskill and repurpose and redeploy and all sorts of things. So that's the bit of the decarb piece. But back to being, the gratitude for this community has been going since 1995. So it's pretty special. Many of you have supported for years. Many of you are new here, haven't met you before. So, welcome. Nice to meet you. There'll be more masterclasses. But Ramesh, you just...
Thank you very much for inviting me.
We have to have you again.
Okay.
So to all these people, Ian will get Ramesh again, won't we, on part 2, and then 3, and then 4, and then 5.
We'll get him every month. We haven't broached that yet, but he's going to be a regular contributor.
The final thing is, you also, from what comes across, a really lovely person. Your heart comes through, and that's pretty beautiful. A lot of this is all about people. Everything all of you here, all your technology and your systems and everything it's all about the people. And you certainly stand for beautiful values. And so, it really came across. So thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate all of you for inviting me. And anytime I can share my knowledge, I'm there to help. Okay?
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Thank you. That's
fantastic.
Me to see you every month then. All right, everybody, take good care, and we'll be seeing you.
Take care.
Soon.
Thank you.
Thanks, folks. See you soon. Have a great day.
Bye.
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 Thanks, everyone.
All right. Thank you.
Ramesh, that was brilliant. Really enjoyed it. He's gone.
Oh,
other
things to do.
He's gone. He's gone. Yeah, it was